Welcome back. We are getting ready for the boys 2-mile run here at the Shawnee Mission North Relays. And the record set by McDonald of Lawrence, and that was a big one as well. 9:05 that's set all the way back in 1971. Is it in danger here? It is going to be close, but it could. We'll have to just wait and see here as we get ready to give you the starting lineups here in the boys 3,200-meter run.
Logan Seeger, obviously of Aquinas, is one of the top runners in the state, 9:10.85. Micah Blumker, we saw him earlier in the 1,600, 9:15.32. Ben Sharrock out of Lawrence Free State, 9:25.18. Hazen out of Aquinas, 9:28.99. Cormac Logue, the state cross-country champion in Class 3. From Girard, his sister has the 1,600 record here at Shawnee Mission North at 9:31.65. And Quentin Wallen out of Gardner Edgerton, we've seen him in a lot of races today, 9:35.47. Matthew Tolman out of Olathe South, 9:36.38. Logan Reed out of Olathe North, 9:36.96. Those are all runners that are under 9:37, Rod, and just an outstanding field. 9:05.8 is a serious record, but we have a few individuals today with a quick time that could put that in jeopardy.
Well, it really comes down to whether Seeger decides he wants to go for that, and then if he can get someone to push him, because we do have Seeger and Blomker. After that, it backs off a little bit to 9:25, although those numbers get pretty meaningless right here when you start to peak out here and get towards the final three races of the season. Of course, league, regionals, and state. And like you said, it's going to be interesting to see what they do at state, because if you want, you used to only be able to get to run 2 races over a half mile. Now you can run 3. And how much of that do you want to do? Because your rest time
is going to be
a little more normal for meet, but you're not going to get that full day of rest. It's going to be a little more compressed because you're going to run 2 of them in one day. You're used to that, but not at that level. And, of course, you've got your 3 toughest races coming up over the next 3 weeks. So we are underway.
Seeger is number 17 all-time in the history of Kansas. It is 9:10.85, and a storied history of the 3,200 meters. Of course, 8:43.59, the all-time state record, which is just insane. Seeger just a junior. And, of course, Blomker, we mentioned, is a freshman out here, and he's ran a 9:15.32 this year. He was outstanding earlier in that 1,600-meter run. Hazen, also of Aquinas, has had a very good time this year in the field. He's ran in the indoor season 9:17. Has not done that in the outdoor yet, but did an indoor time like that. Shyrock also in the top 5 in the state of Kansas at 9:25.18, and Logue number 6 in the state of Kansas at 9:31.65. Logue of Girard in 3A doesn't normally get to see this type of competition week in and week out like you do in the Eastern Kansas League, the Sunflower League, or the Wichita City League, things like that. So definitely could benefit somebody like him in Class 3A racing against some of the state's top runners.
And you see Newberry right now, the leader, but really maybe acting more, I don't want to say as a rabbit, but he is definitely deciding he is going to lead this race as much as he can. We do see a lot of people who are in the low 10s that are out there towards the front. And we said 25 runners have eclipsed the 10-minute barrier, but we could very easily haul in about another 4 or 5 of them if they can hang on to this.
Logue out in front of Girard, his sister, the number 1 runner in the history of Kansas high school distance, now a multiple-time state champion, or not state champion, multiple-time Big 12 champion at Iowa State. He's headed to South Dakota State as he pushes his way back to the front.
You see how much shoving is going on right now. Some of the runners from the back of the pack that came up towards the front, that is Mason. And we say from the back, that's Mason, and he has gone 9:55, and he's wearing number 22 on his shoulder. That is the kind of race we have here. You see on the outside, that's Blomker trying to stay out of trouble. He's does not have great size, doesn't really want to be getting shoved around in the pack there, and he's trying to make his way towards the front now.
A lot of shoving
and become
going
a
on.
part of the equation. It is. There's a lot of pushing and a lot of spike marks on the legs. That is for sure. The whole deal is you make a 1-foot circle around you and you protect it with your life when you are running in a race like this. The other thing that happens is you get people that start getting got to keep yourself under some control here, because it is very easy to bit overly amped and start running yourself out of the race here. Seeger now has filtered his way towards the front, and you see him there now.
8 of the 10 top 3,200-meter runners in the state of Kansas are in this field.
And they are starting to exert their influence on this field now, finally starting to stretch some things out. You see Logue there in the maroon, looking very comfortable now in 6th place. You're looking at a lot of the guys are going to start fading. These guys that were up towards the front, who were looking to really try to get themselves into a big number here, are starting to fall by the wayside. You see some arms out there again. A lot of pushing towards the middle of the pack there. But the top 5 or 6 starting to put a little bit of distance. You see Shryock right there in the glasses. Blomker looking comfortable in 3rd. The former coach at Johnson County Community College, still does a lot of running things up here in the Kansas City area. He decides he's going to try to run up at the front for a little bit. Seeger now shoulder to shoulder with his teammate. That is Hazen at 4:44 at the mile. A lot of kids would be happy to run 4:44 in the mile. That is the split here halfway through this race. And we were wondering if it would be slow or if people would try to push the issue. And I would say the answer is yes. It is not entirely the people we expected it to come from, because it is actually coming from Logue right now, who is forcing the issue. You see Blomker now settling back into 5th, and he's starting to bounce a little bit. You see his arm swing starting to get a little bit erratic. We'll see if he can hang on to that. And now Seeger decides he's going to take control, and here comes Hazen taking a risky move by passing on the inside. Logue's not going to like that. You do not like giving up anything on the inside lane when you're running in lane 1. 3 laps to go, 5:54 unofficially. Now just 1,200 meters to go. Hazen now takes over 2nd place, and it looks like Lowe may be starting to labor a little bit. Here comes Blomker, the freshman. Tried to put in a little bit of a push in and then got shoved to the back, and now he steps inside. You see a little more pushing as he and Lowe exchange some blows. See a lot of people passing on the inside. If you are a coach, that will turn you gray in a hurry. You don't like seeing your kids try to pass on the inside, and most of all, you do not like seeing your kids give anything up on the inside.
Here comes the freshman Blomker. He's been so impressive today.
Comes Shryock as well. He and Lowe exchanging a few elbows, and now Lowe decides that he's going to get himself up to the front, and you see the surprised look on Seeger's face as Lowe just blew by him and really starts to pick up the pace. 800 meters to go in this great race, and they are just at 7:04 unofficially. 800 meters to go. It is Lowe, that great name in distance running from Girard.
His dad, a former state champion at Lansing High School. His grandpa, the old coach at Lansing High School, and his mom, multiple-time All-American and national champion at Pittsburgh State. So running definitely in that family. And then, of course, Kaylee, the best of all time in Kansas distance running.
There you see Blomker still hanging on to fourth place. Hazen is in third. It is Lowe in first. Seeger, again, he has clocked a 9:10. We are going to get the bell lap here. I do not think...
A little bit of shoving going on still.
Yeah, still some pushing. You see Seeger putting a hand out to try to get it onto the shoulder of Globe. And Lowe running in the middle of lane one. Seeger kind of on the inside. And now Lowe pulls away just a little bit, about 5 meters. This is the bell lap at 8:15. They wish the issue so much, having to come up from it is Lowe still out in front. You see him start to grimace just a little bit. Seeger trying to gain some ground. Here they come. And coming from the back. And that is
Sawyer Schmidt of Augusta.
Sawyer Schmidt.
He just broke the 1,600-meter record at Augusta last week, and I believe 4:19, so has some finishing speed here. And this is going to be a heck of a race here down the stretch.
Sawyer Schmidt from Augusta High School, one of the small schools, is going to come away with this. It is Lowe in second. Here comes Seeger trying to catch him, but he won't. And Sawyer Schmidt in a fantastic time of 9:17 unofficially wins the boys' 3,200-meter run in a great race. And you see guys coming up and finishing outside the top 10, and they're still running well under 10 minutes. We talked about how many people we would get under the 10-minute mark, and we're going to have a whole lot of them. And there is your winner. The ninth seed had a 9:37 coming in, and he sheds about 20 seconds off that seed time. But again, as you said, he had gone faster earlier.
Yeah, an incredible field there with a lot of fast times. Some of the fastest times in the state. I believe that was the 5th fastest time in the state this year in all classes, of course, by Schmidt. He's more of a 1,600-meter guy, of course, has the 4:21 in that this year, but comes out of Class 4A, the Augusta Orioles, outside of the Wichita Metro there. So I didn't even know he was in the field, because not often you see a lot of Wichita schools out here competing in Kansas City for this, but the best of the best competes out here at Shawnee Mission North.
Let's look at some of the pushing there. There is Shryrock, and look at the shove he gave.
Almost helped him out.
That was not just, hey, give me some space. And there's another couple of elbows, and you see Lowe and Shryrock, and finally Lowe just says, okay, that's enough. And again, we talked about maybe getting yourself a little bit amped up, and look at the surprised look on Seeger's face, and Seeger just simply did not have an answer for Sawyer Schmidt.
And he just came out of nowhere. I mean, I didn't even really notice him throughout the entire race. Just an incredible, strong finish. Obviously lengthy and tall and long legs, and what an incredible, strong finish for the miler, but showing that he could also do the 3,200 as well.
No kidding. That was a great finish. He had a lot left in the tank. Sawyer Schmidt from Augusta High School, your winner. When we come back.